Come here for the dental services. That's right, I'm in Mexico. All right, Pre's gonna freaking kill me. We're walking to the dentist right now. It's like half a mile walk from the cruise port. And I know we should have just gotten a cab, but all I have are hundreds. I don't even have any small bills. It was less than a 10-minute walk, but we're in the slums of Mexico. People are offering us drugs, and already, what did they offer us?
They did.
As soon as we made a ride off the beach, like, you want coke, you want weed? I said, okay, all right, watch your back. Look at that dog. That's awesome. Cozumel Dental Services, dog. You better recognize. Hello. Do you have a lot of Americans come here? Yes. That's it? Yeah, that's it. Awesome. She was worried that I was going to get kidnapped by the cartel. Honestly, I really enjoyed your bedside manner, Dr. Santiago.
Thank you.
It was about $500.
I got a lot of feelings.
Thank you.
How does your mouth feel?
You know, I know most of y'all in the world go to Mexico for vacation. Not primetime 99 pimp on a blimp. I come here for the dental services. You see how my gold teeth? Got the gold in my mouth because I'm a king. Well, I need some proper maintenance. So I go to my boy Miguel Pooh every time I'm in Cozumel to get done up right. I'll be smiling right, smiling bright. I'm an international player. That's why I go freaking country to country to get my freaking dental work done. I'm not gonna pay some American to rip me off. No, I'm gonna get it done wholesale by a legal non-immigrant in his home. I'm the illegal immigrant. I'm getting the illegal immigrant deals. I'm getting the free hotel room in Manhattan. I'm primetime 99, and I'm taking advantage of going to other countries, because that's what a real pimp on a blimp does. When they want to take advantage of us, we flip the script, dog, and we go get the dental work done for very cheap.
My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. I'm your host, Alejandro Stein, and we have a lovely episode in store for you this evening. We have social media sensation. You've seen her podcast, Kambree, on Texas Scorecard. The one, the only Kambree Nelson, and we also have Bishop Eli Jacobs. He's got the ministry right in Duncanville. What is this called? This is called Resurrection Body of Christ Ministry. Is that the correct verbiage?
You own it.
I love it. God bless you. Thank you, Bishop, for being here in Kambree. Thank you, guys. You guys don't know each other, do you?
No, we don't.
I feel like, Bishop, as your wife, you seem like you're scared to sit next to Kambree. Is your wife going to get mad at you for sitting next to an attractive woman?
Not gonna get mad, because there's always a woman somewhere that's trying to get close to the bishop.
But she's not, I mean, oh, wow. So she knows that
you're okay with it. She knows.
You're not going to give in to temptation, is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. My wife's so pretty, I don't even know why she married me.
Well, you're a pretty man. You're very good. Kambree, isn't he a handsome man? Isn't he a handsome fellow?
He's a handsome man. I just met him in the hall a couple seconds ago.
I appreciate it.
This isn't a gay show, but you're a handsome man. We can say that.
No gay show. Oh.
No gay show, so don't worry. This is not one of these queer eye for the straight eye type shows. Kambree, okay, Kambree, thank you for being here. Are you excited to be on the program tonight? You are a social media sensation. You are viral on Twitter. So I'm having you on the show so in the hopes that you will share the clips and we can get more viewers. So
absolutely, I will.
You will? Okay, because that's the only reason that you're an attractive woman and you're famous on the internet. That's why we needed you on. Is that?
I'm not as famous as you are.
No, but I mean, nobody is, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everybody's more famous than me. But Kambree, I love your content. Everybody needs to go follow Kambree on Twitter, and they need to watch your show on the Texas Scorecard. Excuse me, not whatever. So, guys, before we get into both of y'all, I want to kind of dissect. I want to get your opinion, though, especially to the bishop. Last night, there was 2 people murdered outside of the Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. Now, they're saying that this attack was an Israel-Palestinian conflict and that this was done because that it was an anti-Semitic attack, is what I'm trying to say. So what is your opinion on what happened, Bishop, from what you know?
Well, I think that everything going crazy these days, but it depends, you know. I think that as a people, we don't have moral compassion anymore.
You think we're not compassionate, and that's what would lead to somebody going and shooting somebody in cold blood?
Cold blood. And we're living in a society they would call evil good and good evil. So I don't think that people have conscience for lives anymore. It's just like, you know, killing is something that we get excited about. Not me, but, you know, I just think that it's a sad situation. I think that as a people, as American, I think that something should be done about it, to be honest. I think that Trump should get involved. You know, I'm Trump.
Yeah, you like Trump? We love Trump.
I love Trump.
Oh, wow. A black conservative man. I love that.
Trump.
Kambree loves Trump, too. You probably didn't expect him to say that he loves Trump, did you?
I did expect him to say
I
that.
love Trump. Trump is the keep it real guy.
I know, but you're saying Trump, right? Or is that how you say Trump? Are you from Haiti? Where are you originally
I'm from South Dallas, Texas.
No, you're not, Bishop.
Yes, I am. I'm from Park Road, Texas. I'm from the hood.
And that's why they talk like in South Dallas like that?
We talk country.
But what? Come on, I've lived in Dallas my whole life. I feel like all the black guys usually they talk a little more like, yo, what up, dog? Let me get some of that. Let me get
No. I used to talk like that when I was fake Eli, but I don't talk like that no more.
Now you're Cowboy Eli, Cowboy Bishop Eli. I love you, Bishop. It's such an honor to have you on the show. So, Kambree, same question to you, kind of, what do you think about this attack? You know, a lot of people are trying to blame it on the woke right. Now, I hate that term. Show me. I just want to go on this diatribe. I put a little poll out, and I said, who is more responsible for this horrible murder? The woke right or the woke left, or I put other as the third option. And obviously, I hate the terminology woke right. I think James Lindsay is probably a closeted homosexual, not that there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying is I don't like him using that term. I think that is a term that is, you know, it's openly gay term. And it's not something that I don't want to be described as woke right. But I think that we need to lampoon it. At the same time, I'm guilty of, you know, using the word woke on the left. So I feel like at this point, when people call us woke right, we just have to say, listen, you're an idiot. You're probably a secret libtard, and I'm not going to, you know, accept that label. But at the same time, we should use it. So with all that being said, is the woke right responsible? And Kambree, what do you define as the woke right?
I've never even heard that term before.
You never heard that term?
No.
They say the woke right is basically like the anti-Semitic right. So like my friend, there's, you know, I have multiple friends that I guess they would deem woke right. My biggest one is Tucker Carlson. I love Tucker, my biological stepfather. They consider Tucker woke right because he's empathetic to Palestine, which I think is ridiculous. Now they're basically calling Theo Vaughn woke right for saying that he has the impression that it's a genocide in Palestine. So whether you agree with their position or not, if you have basically an anti-war, you know, viewpoint, they're kind of calling you woke right now.
I think they have to call you a woke right because they have to deflect off of themselves, number one. But the one thing we have to know about this shooter is no different than a Black Lives Matter person.
Okay.
And not only that, this is an anti-police type person. Who I have to blame right now is the media. The media, the leftist media, because this is what we have seen over the last couple of years, is we have the leftist media that has placed blame on Russia. But not only that, they covered up what happened in Gaza. They've covered up everything that's gone on between the war between Israel and Palestine. So when they've done that, they have made the left go absolutely nuts and absolutely crazy.
And so then now they want to be more violent?
And now they're going to be more violent. And then we have everyone in Congress calling for violence. So we have a gentleman, this shooter, that has gone from Chicago all the way to Washington, D.C.
Well, you're right.
And they're shooting people.
It was kind of like the rhetoric during the election, how they were basically kind of making a hero out of the people that attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. You know, how the media will basically...
The New York Times basically just wrote a whole story, but they left out that this guy said free Palestine. So right now we have the woke left. I'm blaming the woke left on this because basically they're fueling the fire. But the woke right, I think they're just deflecting on it because they have to blame everybody else.
Okay, well, let's see a picture of this guy. His last name was, what is his name, Brandon? Carlos Rodriguez or something? What was his name? I don't even want to say his name, I don't even want to give him the credit. But what was his last name was Spanish, though, right?
His last name is Rodriguez.
Yeah, his last name's Rodriguez, so that's kind of weird, a Mexican dude getting involved in this. Do you have a picture of him?
Elias Rodriguez. We've got the side. You want to play it?
Yeah, let's play it.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
I would say that would be a confused Mexican right there. I don't know why he would shoot two people in cold blood and how that would help out people in Palestine. I think that that would only make the cause in Palestine less palatable to somebody that doesn't know what's going on there. They would think that, oh, these Palestinian people are shooting and killing, innocent Jewish people. It would make people less empathetic to the plight that Palestinians are going through. So I don't know. I think that it was horrible. Bishop, what do you see when you see him saying free Palestine? What do you? That guy just murdered 2 people. Then he goes in there and says free Palestine like that.
But people are crazy. They think that they can change the situation. But I strictly believe the Bible said, my people which are called by my name, if they will humble themselves and seek my face and turn from the evil ways, I will heal the land. A lot of times we try to take things in our own control. We think that if I can do evil with evil, but killing never brought peace to me. I never saw peace in somebody losing their life, either somebody that done did the killing, done hurt somebody, or somebody done lost someone. It's never bring a peace. But people do anything. We are living in a society that we think that if I can take control, if I can do something, maybe I can change the decision of somebody that's I feel like that affect me or hurt me. But people are going to be people.
People are going to be people. You're right. People are more violent. But you're giving us very, professional answers. I want to start to get into the nitty-gritty, though, Bishop. I want to hear some of your real opinions. But before we do that, I want to honor the victim. So this is Yoran Lashinsky. Is that correct? Can you scroll up? And who is the other victim? Sarah Milgram. So both of these were a young, lovely couple. Weren't they about to get married, I believe?
Yeah, I believe he had a ring on him when they found the bodies.
Life is not fair. Bishop, why do bad things happen to good people?
That's a good question. We have a free will. We have a free choice to God allowed man to make a decision on his own. A lot of people blame God. I remember a time, I'll tell my story later.
No, tell your story. You can tell it. But why do good and bad things happen to good people?
I said that in many ways of life, I saw a young man in my neighborhood kill an innocent baby. He was shooting at somebody else. And we like, God, why you take this baby? But everything, we can't blame God. Sometimes we have to blame myself. We can't blame the devil like Flip Wilson. The devil made me do it. And but I think that things happen. You have to understand life. If you don't understand life, then you'll think that things ain't supposed to happen. Well, you have a free choice. In free choices, it comes with consequences. It comes with things that we may hate, that we can't explain, but it's where we live in.
It is where we live in, and we put the blame on this stuff. Kambree said she blamed the media a little bit, and I think she is right. But Hasan Piker, the ADL is going after Hasan Piker. So what is this tweet, or is this a saw it, Brandon?
That's a saw it, yes.
So we see Hasan Piker is getting targeted by the ADL and saying that this shooter, this Rodriguez, this Hispanic dude or Mexican dude, was a big fan of Hasan Piker. So I would have to say I think this is Hasan Piker's fault. I mean, indirectly, obviously, I hate to blame it on you, Hasan, but if you weren't streaming so much, this guy wouldn't have done it. So Hasan Piker, you need to apologize. Now, before we get into, what is this? This is the James Lindsay tweet. Okay, so let's play. So it's Hasan's fault, and it's this other guy's fault. James Lindsay, show James Lindsay. The Arby's tweet. James Lindsay getting mad at Arby's. So Arby's made a racial joke. They said, unlike Dad, our ham and cheese actually came back. And now there's a white guy that got mad about this, James Lindsay. So him for being sensitive, they indirectly, and Hasan for being a little baby back biatch, they indirectly caused this. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just feel like that they should take most of the blame. And I hope the audience agrees with me. But if not, they're just tough cookies. What did you think about that? What do you think about race relations, Kambree? You were talking about BLM, and obviously Bishop's a black man. We see that there's a horrible thing that happened recently that you're connected to. Your daughter goes to school where the victim was stabbed, Carmelo Anthony. Is that correct?
Yeah. My daughter went to Memorial High School in Frisco for 2 years, and it turned into a race war. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. And me, from being involved at Memorial High School for 2 years because my daughter was a cheerleader there, and then understanding and seeing the growth of the city of Frisco.
Booming.
Because, my gosh, I lived there when it was a 2-lane dirt road, and we had property. I've seen how money has ran the city and how the city has changed. So it's become political. It's become about money. It's become about politicians. It's become about bringing in money. And then the second this happened, honestly, personally, I thought, knowing from what the school district has covered up, what they're currently covering up, I can make your show go crazy with all the stories, but they turned it into race. And that is the first thing that I saw, but it was actually social media that started influencing this. It was adults that started influencing this, and it has turned into an absolute race war in the city of Frisco. And it was really sad to see, because the bigger issue was inside the city, because the Frisco ISD was actually new problems were taking place inside the school district with this one student.
Yeah, well,
and they did nothing about it.
Well, you say that, and then we didn't even know the Bishop Eli Jacobs, so lovely to be here, is actually kind of helping the Anthony family a little bit and giving them some guidance in this. So Bishop, can you explain Carmelo's side of things?
Well, I talked with both fathers. I talked with the victim, and I realized that a lot of people don't know what's really going on.
That's true.
Social media is so powerful. Right. It can shape your mind like P. Diddy, you know.
Well, real quick, I'm not trying to cut you off. We don't really know what's going on, but what do we know? We know a guy brought a knife to a track meet where he shouldn't have had a knife. We know that a guy got stabbed. We don't know what he did to him to make him potentially, stab him. We don't know exactly what happened, but I'm saying we do know that some bad stuff happened. That's what we do know.
We do know.
Okay, that's what we do know. I just want to get
But the root of it is always we can't take the tree without knowing where the seed comes from. Yeah. And so, but what took place, I talked to the father. I was there even when they escorted him off the premises. Yeah. And, I was like, oh, Lord, what they do that for? But I can understand. After listening to people, they don't know why he there. They don't know what he. And
Frisco's a white place. I know there's white people.
I'm talking about the Frisco. I'm talking about when the dad, the twins' dad, was at the meeting.
Oh, at the press conference.
Press conference.
Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna get to that. And when I saw him, how I got to meet him, and I kind of felt bad for him because, I'm a Christian, and I heard he say he a Christian, and so. I walked out and told him it's going to be okay, but this the wrong timing. You're not saying anything. You got glass. These folks, they nervous. They don't know if you're going to come and try to get revenge or anything. And so they asked him to leave, but I did tell him, I said, we're praying for you. It's going to be okay. But after that, I ended up meeting the father and the young man. I'm from the streets. I know a killer. I know a murder. And when we use the word murder, what is a murder? What is a killer? Murder is someone that premeditate, intent to take a life.
Yeah, like when I think of murder, like somebody like wants to like cut up a cat, or so they start with like an animal or something. Like somebody that's like kind of sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they have to get some sort of
or someone to take a life intentionally, innocent. Yeah. And but meeting this young man, it confused me. Everything threw me off. Okay. He got braces in his teeth. Seemed real like a good kid. Yes, sir. No, sir. And mean.
You're used to dealing with kids that aren't well spoken, that aren't like
I'm
yes, sir.
I'm used to dealing with ghetto gangster kids that cuss you out. They ain't trying to hear no yes, sir. Even if they front to act nice, they still slip up and say yeah, But this kid, he seemed like so innocent. Yeah. And I'm asking God, how did this kid get in this situation? But if you've never been bullied before, if you've never been picked on, if you never, these kids, they keep this little thing, don't snitch, don't say nothing. Or if you tell.
Well, there's no excuse to ever kill somebody, but if you were getting bullied as one of the few black guys in a predominantly white school, that would be hard.
Well, yes, it would be. But now we're living in a society, you can't tell. You can't snitch, or that's even make it worse for you. Yeah. And so these kids, instead of him going and telling someone, or if he felt like he'd been bullied, or somebody making you do some things, but
telling on him would make him look worse, by him going,
weak. Or you let a white guy punk you, this is how the mindset. But talking to the father and the kid, I realized I can give a glimpse of what didn't happen. But what is a bullet? Let's ask ourselves. Now, what's the average cases where you see a white male come to a black male and say, hey, get from under this tent or I'm going to move you? What's the percentage of that? You don't hear it.
But real quick though, and I have to cut you off. There is something, not even about race though. When I played sports in high school, Stephenville or Ennis was our rival. If I'm in Highland Park, if I'm at a mutual track meet, even a mutual place, and somebody from Ennis High School try to step in my tent, we'd be fighting. Lake Highlands High School, I'm saying, I don't care their color of their skin. I'm saying, so isn't there a normal reaction to be a little confrontational?
Well, ego. Here's this black kid. Who this white kid gonna tell me to get off under the tent?
Yeah, I understand that. But why do we automatically make it black and white when they're
just using that as reality?
No, I know that is a reality. That is a reality. But this is what we're trying to make it black and white. I'm saying, I feel like that Carmelo Anthony, you're gonna have some sort of at a track meet with other players. You're going to naturally not like the guy. You know what I mean? Forgive their colors or their skin. If I'm competing against them, I'm going to say, F this guy. So,
but I don't think it was sports. I think that...
Was it very sportsmanlike to stab a guy, though?
No, I mean, wrong. I think that when he walked up to him and tell him move out tent, some people say it was ringing. I don't know if it was ringing. And this guy tell him, get from under the tent. I don't know. But I don't think it was good that he stabbed him. But my point of view, what I'm trying to make, is that this young man walk up to them, any kid, it doesn't occur if you're black or white, it doesn't mean any kid tell another kid to move from under the tent, it's going to be a problem anyway, because the friends around, the ego is around, and kids are looking, oh, he punked him, oh, he made him get And then it leads to a conflict that, unfortunately, somebody lost their life. Now, was he a professional stabber? Was he trying to stab him? Was he trying to, I think out of fear, I think he stuck him, this is my opinion, and it hit him in the heart. Now, how do we look at this? It's one kid that's dead, unfortunately.
Bishop, real quick though, I've never stabbed somebody in my life. I don't think you've ever stabbed. You have stabbed somebody?
I've been in prison for 15 years. I done did everything.
Oh, you stabbed somebody. See, I wouldn't even know how to stab somebody though. You're kind of saying like they would know. I mean, if you're just...
No, when you stab them, you just stab it. You're not saying, hey, I'm a karate expert, I'm gonna get your heart. You just stab him.
So it was an accident, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's pretty much an accident. There's no way. He didn't know. He don't have.
Well, I want to get more into this. Hold on, my producer's in my ear, and I want to get your opinion, Kambree, but we got to pay the bills. Guys, are you noticing signs of aging, like poor sleep, low energy, or stiff joints? We all want to feel young and vibrant, but as we age, our bodies need support. That's where Fatty 15 comes in. It's a groundbreaking product. The first essential fatty acid discovered in over 90 years, C15. And C15 was discovered by Dr. Stephanie Vin Watson while working with the United States Navy to improve the health of aging dolphins. Now, after over 100 studies, we know it helps strengthen our cells and fight biological aging at the cellular level. A lack of C15 leads to cellular fragility syndrome, and it's affecting 1 in 3 people worldwide. But don't worry, guys. Fatty 15 is here to help you. In fact, 72% of users notice improvements within the first 16 weeks, including better sleep, smoother joints, and healthier skin. Fatty 15 is vegan, pure, and scientifically proven to restore long-term health. Plus, it comes in a beautiful glass jar with bamboo, and refills are shipped right to your door. Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier longer. You can get an additional 15% off your 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Alex and using the promo code Alex at checkout. Fatty15.com/Alex. Okay, let's get back into the show. That was we're getting into some stuff now. Kambree, you heard a lot of what he said, and I want the bishop to talk more about. What is your opinion? Do you think the bishop is trying to, is he being too empathetic to Carmelo Anthony, in your opinion?
Well, I think number one, if you're bringing a knife to a track meet, then there is some sort of, premeditated.
I would agree that it's unnecessary to bring a knife. But what about the argument, and I'm not trying to argue for him, if you were getting bullied though or something, is there, I'm not trying to defend him, I'm just trying to call balls.
I'm not sure, is he getting bullied?
Is he getting bullied?
I don't know. I know teachers in Frisco ISD. I know that there were situations that happened prior to that. I know that people were aware of this student, because I lived there for so many years. So I think once the trial starts, I'll tell you this for a fact.
I believe he's going to get off in the trial. I just want to say that.
Once the trial starts, a lot of information will come out, rather than a lot of the talking points that I've heard on all these different. The one thing that breaks my heart is these are children.
Yes, that's
the
where this is
hardest
really
part
bad,
that I'm having is.
Because he's probably, even though he murdered a kid, I think the bishop is right. He's probably a good kid, right? Sorry, Kambree, I wanted you to finish your statement, but let's say even Carmelo Anthony did this. He's not an evil person yet, right? He's still a kid.
These are children, and I have an 18-year-old.
I met him, and it's kind of like, I know a gangster, I know a killer, I've been around all my life, but like she said, who to say if he was bullied or not? We don't know that.
We don't know.
We don't even know why the reason he took the knife. to the
See,
That's
that's
what
the
I was
biggest
saying is right
problem.
now we
look
have
at
a
that.
bunch
Let's
of
look at that part, the brain and knife. It's not necessary he brought it for bullets, because I don't think he had the mindset or knew that these guys.
There was
or
a lot
anybody-
of conversation on social media prior to what the next day of what was going, and they removed them. I've seen them.
Oh,
So a lot of his friends.
then if there were some problem before that, you got to catch it. Either way it go. Say if somebody else was talking about they was going to do something, then he was there to protect himself. Then if that's the case, but if it wasn't, he just all of a sudden saw this guy under that tent and he came. Now let's get to why do you have the knife? I don't think he had the knife because he premeditated over some type of prophet and knew these guys going to tell him move from under the tent. I think he carried that knife because somewhere, I think this guy is walking in fear. He was a scary kid. I'm just being honest. When you carry a knife, when you carry a gun, you carry it out of fear. You don't.
I don't know, because that day it
you're
was
looking to
pouring
kill
down
nobody.
rain. It was pouring down rain in Frisco.
And Frisco is a
and
safe
he shouldn't have
area,
been
but-
in the memorial station.
Let Kambree talk though for a second. Kambree, explain what you, because you seem like you have a
It is.
opinion.
Yes, because I know a lot of people in Frisco that were around that day. And he shouldn't have been underneath the memorial tent whatsoever.
Because he didn't go to that school. See, that's
He
where
didn't
I'm.
go to that school, so he should have been in his own tent. There's just a lot of other variations that's gone on. My biggest issue with this, number one, is we have a lot of adults interjecting in this conversation that are making the situation worse. And that's where I see all the hypotheticals coming in and the stories that are it's just making the story bigger and it just went national. And that's where it's more difficult, is because the facts are starting to get away from us. From first it started with
But we're
this,
going to get
and
him
then-
back in the trial. We're going to
we
get
have
more
to get it
facts.
back in with
Yeah.
the trial, because even, I know a lot more, but I'm not going to come out and start talking about a lot more just because I have friends inside Frisco ISD, teachers and the admin and all of that type of stuff. I'm not going to get with that. I think we've made these children seem like it's an adult type of situation, and that's what's hard for me, because these are kids, and I have an 18-year-old and now a 23-year-old today, and there's a lot more to this story. And these kids are suffering because of it. And I don't know if he was bullied, but what I do know is it was pouring down rain that day. He should have not been underneath the memorial tent. He should have not been there.
I agree.
And
He
he
should have
didn't
been
bring a
on the
knife, and he shouldn't have brought a knife.
Yeah.
And also, Frisco ISD should have been checking bags as well.
That's true. I
So
think they take a
that's
little responsibility as
so
well.
many different faults.
Well, can we say this? Even if he wasn't supposed to be on the tent, let's look at the whole picture. Let's say he's supposed to be on. It was raining. That's
Yeah,
what
we
they
know
say.
that. Yeah, that's what they
So
say.
most guys, if I'm trying to get from getting wet, I don't care who tent it is. I'm just gonna get on the tent because it protect you from the rain. Here's the problem I'm trying to figure out. We know he ain't supposed to have a knife. We know it wasn't his tent. But do they give anybody the right? Let's be honest. If I don't care what color it is, you tell this guy, another kid tell another kid, hey, get from under the tent or I'm gonna move you. That alone, if anybody came to me, I don't care what color it is, I'm feel like you trying to bullet me.
See, that's my point. I agree.
don't
I
have
think,
a
I
du-
think
you
it
don't
wasn't
have
race
authority.
motivated personally.
Yeah,
is
I'm
what I
talking about
think.
just take it. It was a black kid on black kid. It still would have been the same response. Why? Because these two kids trying to. I think that what should have had happened. It's just me. I think that, and I told the father, I wish you would have never said nothing to that kid. I wish you would have got some grown folks or a coach.
Because the father said a lot too. I mean, the father
should've
seems like
never
he's trying to protect his.
approached him.
He's protecting his son. But what is the father? You talked to the father. How is the family handling this?
Well, the father, he's hurt. He don't.
We're talking about the father of Carmelo is who we're talking about right now, just to make it clear. for the
No, I'm not talking to the
We're
father.
talking about the father of the victim. We're talking about the father of the victim. You're talking about but how is Carmelo Anthony's father handling this?
They are hurt because he said something to me that he said, if my son did anything that's not right, I'm for justice. This is that. He said, but Pastor, I don't like it. I wish I can go to the grandfather, because he tried to talk with him and tell him, I'm sorry for my son, for taking your life. He said, regardless of what, if I can just sit down and talk to the father and say, hey, forget about what everybody else said. Because you had this guy who was saying, black folks, they killing our kids, and he was, doing this little stuff outside, and he
You're
didn't
talking about
want
Jake
that.
Lang.
Yeah,
You're talking
Jake
about the
Lang.
white,
And he was going
white
crazy.
power rally.
Yeah,
or
white
whatever.
power, and he didn't want that. But here's at the same time.
Well, that rally's fake. See, that's one thing, though, Bishop. You as an African American, I know you're smart, but when you see that in the media says, "Oh, there's some white rally," there's only 5 white people there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Real,
I'm just saying.
that's
racism's real, but
yeah,
that's
it'll be
a fake
more than that.
thing.
That's a fake. That guy there, he was something else. But the thing is, here's the problem with people. Now, as a Christian, we got to have compassion for both people. As a Christian, we can't wish revenge. God said, "Revenge is mine." But when you meet Mr. Alex, when you meet the young kid, somewhere you can tell when you meet him, he's not a kid that you will see get in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, listen, I just want to say this. I'm not
think
even trying to
walked in
defend.
fear.
Well, I'm not even trying to defend him. What I'm saying is, obviously, Carmelo Anthony is not a total, like the media wants, or a lot of white people are trying to say like he's some ghetto thug. He's a kid that's on a track team at a Frisco at a track meet. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously a decent kid. He's in school. You know what I mean? He's not just a total degenerate.
See that gun they had like he had in his hand.
Yeah, and that one picture, but everybody's got a picture of
I
that.
know, no, that's photographed. That was.
Oh, that's Photoshopped? That one
Yeah,
even
they like that.
real quick, I want to get into all this, but I got to do another ad read. Guys, let's be honest, we're not getting any younger, and if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out PureHealth Research. They have 45 premium health supplements designed to help with every health goal, whether it's boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or even reducing swelling in your legs. PureHealth Research Supplement Store has you covered. Each formula is crafted with the natural, non-GMO ingredients, backed by clinical research and manufactured right here in the United States of America. And here's the best part, guys. PureHealth Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount. Just go to purehealthresearch.com and use coupon code ALEX at checkout. With their 365-day money-back guarantee, there's zero risk in trying something new. So why wait? Head over to purehealthresearch.com now and explore their 45 amazing supplements and save 35% before this deal ends with a coupon code ALEX. Don't miss this chance to start your year feeling your best. All right, guys, so let's get back into this because this has been a great conversation, Bishop, and I didn't even know, I knew that Kambree was a little connected to it, and I put it on here, hey, let's mention it, but I didn't think that you would be so connected to it. So, Bishop, I like your perspective that it's different than what we hear a lot in this conservative space or on the Blaze. So I appreciate you having a different viewpoint. But now, is it okay for a white person to get upset when they see, and they're struggling? I'm talking about not just a normal white person. I'm talking about a white person struggling to make ends meet. They work as a waitress, and they're just, barely paying their bills. And then they see Carmelo Anthony stab a kid and then get $500,000 on GoFundMe. Does that cause more racism, in your opinion, Bishop?
Well, this is the thing. I'm glad you brought that because I'm finna go there. When they say they got the money and all that, nobody cleaned it up. They didn't get no money. They didn't get the money to
They already had a little money before, right?
Yeah,
They're not a
had little
broke family.
money
Yeah, I'm just saying they're
but
not
the
broke.
GoFundMe money.
Yeah.
But social media, something like she said, these grown folk, everybody throwing their stuff and making it worse than what it is. But they never did get the money and do nothing with it. But nobody come back and clean it up and say, hey, but it's going to take money because they got to move. I talked to them. They have to move. They're getting threatened. They feel like, and they really scared. They so scared. And the reason why they feel like somebody going to walk up and try to get revenge and kill them. But my thing is that they didn't buy no Cadillac. They didn't buy no house. All these just keep lying. Now, who doing this? It's always people who want revenge or may be mad or angry at them because somebody's life was taken. And just like even when you talk about how Carmelo Anthony took the young man's life, you got to remember this. A life was taken. I heard a lady say, well, he shouldn't put his hand on him. Stop being a bullet. He got what he deserved. No, that is foolish. That is crazy. No bullet deserved to die. I'm finna help y'all with something. I don't believe that. Even bullets need to be educated. Even bullets need to be talked to. What make a person be a bullet to somebody else? Let's say he was a bullet. He might not be a bullet. That's the excuse that people use. It's no reason to take a life. I don't care how you.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not call. I mean, I don't know the interaction, but we don't know that Carmelo Anthony was bullied. Though.
That's
I mean,
right.
we're just
And we
saying
don't know
this,
he wasn't bullied either.
Yeah, we don't know.
So we don't know.
We're
Everybody
saying this now. Now already we're creating a defense for Carmelo Anthony.
No.
He was like bullied.
No. This is what you got to do. You got to weigh it out. This is what they use. We don't even know if he was bullied. This
That
what
was-
I'm telling
yeah,
her.
that was the
That
first-
could be
that was the-
something
that was the
somebody
first shocking
throws.
I just want to make
It
that
could
clear
be-
because this clip would probably get thousands and thousands of people are going to see this Bishop.
Yeah, it could be. It could be a defense for Camilo. I don't know. We wasn't there, but if it was, it still don't change the fact. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. If he was bullied or not, let's get to the bottom line of it. A life was taken. How do we deal with a life that is taken, and how do we deal with a young man who took a life, but he did not take it away? Society tried to make it look like he took it. He made it, did it out of fear. He made it, did it out of accident. There's no evidence. I cannot believe that this kid went to school intended to hurt somebody, because if he did, then he had the mindset to know that these people was coming towards him. Even if they didn't bully, they just said it real nice. Hey, guy, can you please move from under the tent? And they even put his hand on. And he just come out, just went to stab. We don't know if that happened. But it's stuff that said that's not what it happened. They say it wasn't just one brother. He got into it with two brothers.
Yeah, that's what they say. Kambree, it looks like you're holding back. What do you want to
they say
say?
it was
No,
two.
what-
Yeah, there's a lot more to the story.
No, I know, but
there's
say
a
your
whole lot
part.
more. We're skipping a lot.
Well, we've had Bishop Eli Jacobs has talked a
said it
lot.
was two.
No, but let Kambree give a little bit of her
Yeah,
background.
we got,
See, or
I mean, we have a lot of the school
don't know.
district
I
that's
wasn't there.
involved in this too. I
Good.
mean, we have the school district that has that there's been other incidences, from what I've been told, that there's been issues at the schools and that
Carmelo Anthony
Yes.
has had
that the school, so I think the school district plays a lot of roles in a lot of other instances, not just with him, because a lot of
Try to make it look like it's a good neighborhood. We don't have problems. They
Oh,
don't.
there's a lot of problems.
There's a lot of
I know, but
problems in
they
nice
cover up a lot.
neighborhoods.
When you hear Frisco, you think,
Oh, no.
perfect
They might
neighborhood.
have even
That's
more
why I was trying to tell. When
Oh,
he was
yeah.
saying that this is a good neighborhood, it's bad everywhere.
Well, I'm saying that when I
Yellow
say
everywhere.
good neighborhood, it's you could argue that technically good. It's a safer neighborhood on average, right? I mean, we're just going to say on average. I'm
In
saying
these days.
But now I say a lot of these richer communities, all their kids are on all these
They want to
pharmaceutical
be like the
drugs and
rappers.
stuff.
They want to be
covering that.
gangster.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be tough now.
Yeah.
Wait, so,
they
Kambree,
do.
who's
I mean,
covering
and
up?
When
What-
they tell you, like,
what-
when they cover stuff up, they
Yeah.
tell the police not to talk about it. When they can't break up a fight, the teachers can't break up a fight. Or when they're not reporting anything to the police, or they're telling the police to cover it up, don't say anything. Actually, there was only one bullet that went into the school, and when there was actually 4 bullets, and if a kid stood up, they would get shot. There's so many other things that are going on. So I think there were other incidents that took place at the school that they're not talking about it. But this goes beyond just being bullied at school. There could be other incidences that took place at home. What's the home situation? So it could
It seems
not
like
just-
Carmelo has an okay home. His parents are involved. His family's not poor. I mean, I don't think he came from a bad home.
Right. I think there were other situations. There could have been a phone incident. That was another conversation that was
Who
had.
knows? Carmelo could have been a love relationship. I don't know. I'm just saying it could have been anything. We don't know.
No, we don't know if they got a perfect family. Cameras fool anybody. People can get in front of. We're not saying they did or don't. Everything is what we think perception. I don't go off perception
Right. The
because
first-
you take
the-
pictures.
But I think
that
it's
don't mean-
obvious, guys, though, that Austin Metcalf could not have been a bad guy. I mean, if we're going to say Carmelo Anthony's not a bad guy, then I think we have to be intellectually honest. And
Yeah, my dad goes to church with the Metcalf
That's what I'm
family.
saying. So we
I
have
mean-
we have to know that Austin
But
Metcalf's
now-
not a bad guy, and there's nothing that Austin Metcalf could have done to deserve to be stabbed. Nothing whatsoever.
Can I-
But I want to be empathetic to Carmelo Anthony because I understand being a young kid and being impulsive. But so I want to be able to see both sides. But Bishop, you're being a little too empathetic.
I'm going to
and-
get to that other
Get
one.
into it, please.
Okay, can I talk to you about the dad?
Yes, sir.
You say Camilo Anthony. What's the other dad name?
Mr. Metcalf.
Mr.
or whatever,
Metcalf,
yeah.
say his name. Mr. Metcalf Jeff. Now, can I be honest with you?
Yes, you can be
I'm gonna
honest.
Be honest with you
We
guys.
want that.
I talked to him on the phone several times. Now, when y'all use the word Christian, that's a pretty strong word. Even when I listen to people, and I'm just saying, now he used a lot of profanity for a Christian. He was really mad, upset. I talked to him. I'm not saying that I don't consider you not a Christian because you cuss or whatever, but he did on one side. He said, I just want justice, or I just want fair for my son. I lost my son. This guy. He said then he really disliked that guy that represent the Camilo family, the Dominique guy.
Yeah.
If I can just reach that guy, but I can come.
You talk about Mr. Metcalf wants to talk to the attorney representing Carmelo.
Oh, he hated him with a passion.
I don't blame him.
Oh,
He's got a rap sheet like there's no tomorrow.
But as Christian, we cannot hate nobody. We cannot.
Listen, I agree that, but when somebody kills your kid, I mean,
No, you got to forgive. That's the hardest part.
You are right. And
You gotta
my mom
forgive.
died under
I might wanna get revenge.
unfortunate circumstances, and I'm saying I don't want to give revenge on them, but I still definitely feel very hard about it.
Yeah, it'd be hard. That's why you have to really have a relationship with God. But let me say this with where y'all can get to understand. Please, I talked to both of them. I am not saying that. Even the father of Camilla Anthony do not saying that my son, if he did it and I'm taking the side, he is not talking like that. He said if my son did anything that is unjust to this man,
Awesome
Metcalf, and took his life, he said my son gonna have to face the consequence. This is what he said to me, and I said that's right. And I also talked with Metcalf, and he said the same thing. He said, I just won't do the right thing, but it's hard. I lost my son. I never get him back. He'll get his son back. And so talking to both fathers, both of them hurt. But this is what I don't understand about people. I hate that Metcalf lost his son. We can't take that back. I hate the young man took a knife to the school and stabbed somebody and took his life. Both of them wrong. But here's the problem out of all of it. Nobody knows what this kid intention was. He was intent to take his life.
You see, I agree with you on that.
Nobody knows that. Only thing we looking at,
I don't think he was trying to kill him.
You did, and that's the problem.
He got unlucky with that, though.
Manslaughter. If he did it,
premeditated.
Premeditated.
And he's young, so
he's probably
gonna have to do a little bit of time. But I think he'll get a very light sentence. I think. In the end, I think Carmelo's gonna be okay.
If he don't have, if the evidence don't show that these two guys came to him, what I heard on one side showed where they came and tried to make him move from under the tent. There is if you look in the law, you can defend yourself. Mala, if you think he shouldn't.
You're in danger. Yes, you are allowed to defend yourself.
You are allowed to defend yourself because he could have pulled him down, hit him on the urn, the bleach, anything. But if they just walk up to him and he was aggressive and he came out, he should get what he deserved, as in according to the law. I don't agree because this kid say I was bullied and he used that as a scapegoat. But if they show facts, evidence showing that two guys that's bigger than him came towards him and told him, get from under his tent, it doesn't matter if it wasn't his tent, that does not change the fact. You do not have the right to try to tell anybody what to do. I don't agree with that. But you don't have the right to take nobody's life. If they came to you and tell you to do anything, I would have said, let me go get some grown up. I would have said,
well, we can always Monday morning quarterback what we would have done. I mean, that's easy.
The craziest thing about this whole situation for me that I'm up to here with, I've never seen a person's child get killed and murdered by someone. They'd be swatted multiple times, have no GoFundMes for them or their child, have to basically have their funeral and have a funeral on another day.
Pay for the funeral.
They had to have their funeral on another day because they got protested, and the person who murdered their son is now the victim. This is what is absolutely blowing my mind, and it turned into a race war.
Oh, they didn't have money?
And no, they don't. And this is what is blowing my mind.
But even if they got a little money, I mean, paying for a funeral, is
they got much.
They had to. No, they don't.
But they didn't tell. He didn't tell me that when I asked him. They didn't even tell nobody. If the funeral was a secret.
They couldn't. They had to because the funeral was protested that day. I remember getting the phone call.
Whoever did that.
That's what's horrible. That's what I'm saying. His son was murdered, and they had to hide the funeral because the funeral was protested, and he's been swatted 4 times.
But they raised the money. Let me get this understood. They didn't raise the money for them to parlay or because he killed nobody. They raised the money because they want to get him out of jail. That's what the whole plan was.
That's why
Now, only thing they can raise the money.
And he was able to graduate from high school by Frisco ISD.
Yeah,
the
want
way. I
him
don't
to.
know
They
if you
were
know that.
posthumously.
They had $1 million bond. I never seen where you get $1 million bond.
Oh yeah, well you're talking about Carmelo gets to graduate.
He
so,
just
yeah.
graduated. He's graduating from
But
Frisco
he doesn't
High.
get to walk though. But he
No, but
doesn't.
they're letting him graduate from
Which
high
is
school.
Yeah, he
pretty-
should graduate.
Like,
You do think he should graduate? You don't
no,
think that-
absolutely
you
not.
know he should graduate.
No,
Well, listen,
no.
okay. If I'm being honest, I was in the principal's office all the time. I was in the principal's office. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Well,
telling
he
you. Bishop.
shouldn't graduate.
No, I'm saying, listen. At Highland Park High School, I was in the, and then I ended up doing a gimmick where I skipped I was a captain of the football team. The last semester of my senior year, I signed up for PE, knowing that I know the football coach. He wasn't going to, check roll or anything. Long story short, after about a month not going to that class, they got in trouble. They said, Alex, you're skipping. You got to go to X amount of Sunday, they did Saturday school detention, or else I wouldn't graduate. For me, skipping a class, I'm saying, they said, they almost made it where I didn't graduate. I had to go for 6 weeks in a row for 4 hours or whatever it was. And this is because I skipped a class, and they were going to withhold my graduation, not because of my grades, not because of they said it was insubordination. So my point is, this guy stabbed a kid. He gets to graduate. I almost didn't graduate for skipping a damn PE class.
You know why they did that? Because when they did the social media, he's a good kid. He's straight A student.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that he doesn't qualify to graduate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But here's it is: should his life stop? Should he not graduate because he made a mistake?
You killed another kid on FISD property.
Will that stop you?
No.
You're supposed to know. She's wrong for that.
You don't.
Christians don't talk like that.
No, it's not about Christianity.
No, you don't get to graduate when you murder on the school property.
Real quick. Let's get back because this is a good conversation.
You know you want all kids to graduate.
No, you
don't think
killed
he can be
someone
tamed?
on the
No, Bishop. I'm saying I
No.
think he deserves every right to graduate, but maybe not from Frisco High. Maybe he has to graduate from an alternative school, like
Yes.
like the kids that would get kicked out of Highland Park.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, at Highland Park, kids would get caught with marijuana. They would get suspended. They'd have to
No, but
graduate
I'm saying,
from. I didn't have to do that,
what
but I'm
if they
saying I know
think-
kids that
what if
did.
they- What if
for
he's
lesser
not
stuff.
guilty? Let's say if he's guilty. Is he guilty or not guilty? What if he's not guilty to where? Okay. Can I ask you this?
Yes.
How you think that this guy just all of a sudden came out with? Some say it was a knife. Some say it wasn't. Let's say he had a knife.
Okay.
How did he? What made him come out with a knife? Did anybody approach him? Did anybody say anything to him? Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Did they?
That is-
do
that
you
is-
know or
but
not?
that's-
Did
When
he?
they released the
That's
video,
not
that's all.
I'm
justification.
saying, did somebody ask? Was there an action?
I don't know, but
How
he's
about this,
suspended.
Bishop Eli? You know this. If a man walks in, how would you tell? A man walks in, he works all day long, working a 9 to 5. He comes in, and his best friend is sleeping with his wife. Is he allowed to kill them?
It depends. They will. Yeah, they say on the law it depends on sanity.
I know that. I'm saying
They're
that's-
saying you with my wife. I wouldn't. I don't think you should kill a man for no reason. I don't believe in that. I don't think. I just get rid of her. She just lost a good
I
man.
agree. You
You
kick her to the
fired.
curb, yeah.
I holler at you. I'm not finna kill nobody. And if I kill you, I'm in prison.
So imagine
Y'all
that, though. You
together.
wouldn't kill somebody for sleeping with the woman that you love the most in the world. Then why would you kill him for kicking you out of a damn tent?
I don't
out of
think you
track meet?
shouldn't have killed them for
Okay.
kicking them out. I'm totally 100% with you. But when you use the word kill and murder, why we can't say it was an accident?
It was an accident.
Well, okay,
Hold on,
but
what make it not an accident? Hold
Yeah,
on.
they-
She
they
He just
said it
fell
was an
on the
accident.
knife?
Well, see, that's the thing.
No,
Is,
he
but
have a
Kambree, there is a
knife.
difference,
He
though.
didn't have
was
a
he trying
knife.
to kill?
No,
Was
no,
he trying to kill?
He didn't have
There
a
is
knife.
difference,
He didn't
but-
come to school to kill. A murderer come to kill. He didn't know they was going to approach him. He
He
didn't
asked
premeditate.
the police. You have to read the police report.
And now he asked the
Okay,
police.
Kambree, what does he say? What does it say in that thing?
That's the police report. Is
Well,
he
this is
okay?
what I'm trying to say. I'm saying you bring
That's
a knife.
okay,
Okay,
but
well,
he
let me
didn't
say
go
this.
to
I'm gonna
kill
say
him.
obviously he's guilty for bringing a knife and
Yes.
swinging at him.
Yes,
Kambree, I don't
but
think
he
that.
didn't know
I don't think
these
he was
guys
actually
gonna
trying to probably
approach him.
murder him.
Police
No,
report.
he didn't even
What
know
did they say?
was-
Well, hold on. Go to Kambree. What did the police report say?
report, they asked if he did it, and he said yes.
No, I know he said he did
didn't
it.
lie.
No. I'm not saying whether or not he did it. I'm saying when he stabbed at him, I don't think he was actually trying to kill him.
No,
if that
he
makes
wasn't
sense.
even
Trying to
trying
hurt
to get
him?
in
He's
trouble
probably just
with him.
trying. I'm just saying. I don't know this. Maybe he was trying to end his life. I'm just saying. If you're in a knife fight, I would imagine you're more just trying to cut the person. You're not really
He
trying
didn't
to.
even know they was going to approach him.
Like unless you just stabbed him 100,000 times, you know what I mean? Like you would. I'm just thinking. If I'm in a knife fight, slicing one guy, you don't think the guy's gonna die from that? Is what I'm thinking.
Can I be honest? If you have a knife on you right now, I don't know. You didn't. It's a new day. You don't know me. You don't know I'm finna approach you. You don't know I'm finna attack
Well, if
you.
you're going from that tent to that
I'm talking
tent,
your tent.
you're going there for a
This is-
reason.
okay, this is your
You ain't
tent.
going there for no
this is
reason.
somebody else's tent. And if you there, I don't think he premeditate that if I go on the wrong tent, I'm gonna draw somebody where I'm able
If
to
you're coming
stab
to
him.
my tent and I didn't invite you, then you're coming over for a reason.
Well, you came for a problem. He did say let's just say he justified himself. Say he did it because it was raining.
Wait, but people in the chat, real quick, the people in the chat are getting mad at me because they're saying that when he stabbed him, that he might not have been trying to murder him. First of all, it's obvious that Carmelo Anthony murdered. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be down the middle and saying that if you're in a knife fight, unless you're going to stab the guy 20 times, you probably don't think that they're going to die from stabbing a person one time. That's the only thing I'm saying. I know that sounds crazy, but as a person that's been and seen knife fights, not around that many.
Alex, let's be honest. What is murder? Nobody's.
Well, murder is you stab a guy in the heart and he bleeds to death and dies.
No, that's
I mean,
not
that's
murder.
No, what do you mean?
Murder is premeditated.
Well, he premeditatedly brought the knife.
He brought the knife. Okay, did he premeditate? They was gonna come and
He
tell
must
him
have
get up on him.
premeditated.
He brought it in defense, is
I'm
what he's going to say.
For whoever, but not for them. Did he premeditate that the
Who
brothers?
took the knife out of the backpack?
He did.
Then what? Why did he do that?
Maybe protect himself. Or you scared to fight?
So he went to somebody else's tent to protect himself.
No, he didn't know they was coming after him.
Wait, so why did he go to somebody else's tent?
Because
Makes no sense. That's
Well, they're saying
no logic.
It don't make sense. But
No logic.
It doesn't make sense when on a track meet with another team. I wouldn't go to the opposite. I wouldn't go to Mesquite West.
No,
Yeah,
listen.
I'm scared of you, so I'm going to go to you. No logic.
So you telling me that I know that you was gonna come and tell me move from under the tent because I got a knife?
No, but you got a knife.
I got a knife.
You could argue that he's looking for trouble a little bit.
No. How can you say he's looking for trouble? The knife don't bring you trouble.
Okay, how about this? I'm pro 2A.
Trouble bring you trouble.
I'm pro 2A.
Protect yourself.
I know. I'm pro 2A. I think everybody should have a gun. But would you say bringing a gun to a place only increases the opportunity of it going off, right? So bringing a knife.
Bring a gun to a church. I asked him, I know pastors that carry pistols. And I say.
Okay, real quick. That's good. I want to get into that, but I got to do one last ad read. Guys, I want to take a moment to talk about where we are right now because let's be honest, conservatives are winning. The movement is gaining ground. People are waking up. The narrative is cracking. I know we're going to get into the guns in church, and the momentum is finally shifting. At the Blaze, we have guns here. Our whole crew has guns. But the fight's not a little faster. The fight's not over, not even close, but that's why Blaze TV exists, because in a world full of noise, we need a stronghold for bold voices, free thinkers, and fearless commentary that helps make sense of the chaos. At Blaze TV, we've built a home for some of the strongest, smartest voices in conservative media, people who tell it like it is, ask the tough questions the mainstream media won't touch, and aren't afraid to challenge the narrative. When you subscribe to Blaze TV, you're not just watching content, you're supporting a movement, you're backing creators who think for themselves, speak boldly, and refuse to be silenced by big tech or corporate media. You're supporting investigative journalism that exposes corruption and original documentaries that shine a light on the deep state. It's everything the networks don't or won't show you, delivered on your terms on any device, anytime. And right now, you can try Blaze TV for just 99 cents for your first 30 days when you use the promo code PRIMETIME99 at checkout. That's an entire month of uncensored insanity for less than $1. And if you're ready to keep winning, shop your values. Make sure we don't lose ground that we've gained. Go to blazetv.com/Alex and subscribe today. That's blazetv.com. Promo code PRIMETIME99 to try Blaze TV for only 99 cents. Blaze TV, unfiltered, unafraid, and on demand. Okay, we have back to guns in church. I think we need more guns in church because some of these people go to churches and shoot them. Yeah, I believe so.
No, where y'all come from? Y'all a bunch of gangsters.
Yeah, I am a gangster. Yes, I am a gangster.
Y'all a bunch of gangsters.
Yeah.
Listen, though, like you got pastors with gun, and then I asked a pastor, if somebody came in and they hit him and he turned out and shoot him, I'm saying, why you kill somebody, Pastor? He said, he attacked me and I'm scared. But what would you bring a gun in the church for? I thought in the church it's supposed to be safe. No, we're living in a society, everybody got a gun. So these kids, they're living in a society to where maybe the guy can fight. Say Camilla was scared. He had
real quick, this is what Scott Starboard said, a $10 super chat. Carmelo had his hand in the bag holding the knife and said, touch me and see what happens. Is that true, Kambree?
That was in the police report.
But that's in the rumor that when he was talking to him?
It's in the police report, yeah.
That his hand was in the bag?
So something had been said before then. If you come to me and I'm just telling you, I'm hypnotizing you, make you come mess with me. I'm hypnotized, come on.
Well, that's not a real thing.
Okay, so that's not true. So if he got that, somewhere somebody done called, somebody done said something.
I didn't read that in the police
report. So the guy.
Did he get hypnotized?
No. So what make you, I can't make you approach me. So even if he had a knife, here's the problem. If he had a knife, it's not the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is, what happened that made him pull the knife?
I don't know. I don't know if I agree.
You don't know that yet.
I don't know if I agree that's the issue.
Knife
I think the
is
issue is the
wrong.
guy dying from the knife attack.
He shouldn't die, Alice. You're right. But what made the guy pull the knife? Somebody that came and said.
Yeah, but unless the guy had a knife to start with, there would be no response.
What if I'm scared to fight? What if you had a knife and I had a knife? Then it's a fair fight.
Yeah, that's
What if I'm scary And I carry a knife every day because I'm staying to myself, and I carry a knife every day. I'm just a scary kid.
Okay, how about this? How about I'll beat that argument right now. If he was scared, then why not pull out the knife and show the knife and then say, don't mess with me, and then walk away?
That's why he said, don't touch me.
I know, but why stab? He already has a knife.
No.
You're already protected
he's
enough.
scared. It said, touch me and see. He letting him know I got something, or he letting you know.
I know, and the kid touched him, but for touching him, and listen, in self-defense in a court of law, he might have a court case. Believe it or not, people are going to say, Alex, that's crazy, but there's some good attorneys out there. I'm just saying, but still, I don't care if the guy punched him in the face. You still don't get a knife.
But what if he stabbed? What if he started it? What if we don't know? What if he
That's why
just?
I'm thinking something happened before
What if he
this
started?
event?
What if Camilla is the one that's acting tough? What if he the one say, hey, you two white guys, what's up? What y'all doing over here?
Something possibly happened before this event, before the track meet.
Now, that's what we missed.
That's what
Now,
I'm thinking.
I think that I agree with her.
Yes.
What if somebody calls, say, I'll see you tomorrow?
No, because I've seen posts on social media.
Yeah, what if that happened? What if there's something come out and say these guys got into it before the tent?
Yeah.
I guess can't see this guy. Now, if nothing happened before the tent, it could have been an accident out of fear.
Well, Bishop, you've talked a lot about it, and I appreciate you being very candid and saying your opinion that would not be on this show the most popular opinion. So I really appreciate you saying that. But now I want to talk about this, and this is a crazy thing, and I don't agree with this. But Brandon kind of brought it up. We were kind of joking about it. Have you seen on the internet this new thing? It's called, and this is basically from the Carmelo thing, it's called black fatigue, where now it's kind of okay to be racist towards black people. Have you not seen that? That's kind of the new.
It ain't right on any end. You know what?
No, I'm not saying it's right, but have you heard that term now? Where they're saying people are more tired of black nonsense. Is what they're saying. I'm not saying this.
I'm tired of black nonsense.
Aren't we all?
Listen, we got to stand on the fact. Black kill more black than anybody race in the world. Let's stop playing this black and white thing. Let's look at the reality. When we say Black Lives Matter, only when a white take it, or police take it. Why nobody saying Black Lives Matter when you got black kids killing on black kids? Do you know black kids is the only one? I got to tell the truth.
Your phone's right there behind you, right there.
They use this when kids getting jumped on. They put out, you don't hardly see no white, Spanish, nobody doing it, but the black kids. They want to get something viral. Nobody stop it. Somebody get stumped, kick their head out. They pull their phones out like it's a joke. You only see it in the black, go Google in the world, black jumping on black. Where the mindset we in? Why we don't stand up for, and these fake pastors.
How do we help the black community?
Okay, let me tell you something.
Because I want to help the black
Let's deal with the fake pastors. Let's deal with it, and they can say whatever, and it's not personal. But I'm tired of pastors preaching on things that make them shine. They need to
like
go.
What, gay rights and stuff? Or
well,
what?
Gay rights, we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, they never come out the closet on real stuff. Anywhere they can be popular, get on CNN, and make them feel like they're trying to save the world. But nobody is dealing with reality. Tell your kids he's wrong. If he don't stop, he's going to end up in prison or he's going to end up dead. Stop trying to justify evil with evil. And so I'm going to be honest. Black is the only race that don't stick together. You can look at any race, and we are more hating ourselves more than any race that is. We hate ourselves.
I had to say this is true because I used to sell cars, and I can't tell you how many times people come and say, I want to buy a car from a white guy because I bought it from a black guy and got ripped off.
This is true.
Even if it hadn't been.
You get them fixed. They want to work. You hire them. They don't want to work. They want to play domino. They want to drink. You get a Spanish. They're going to work till the sun.
They're going to work till their hands are broken. I know. I mean,
but nobody want to face what's real. Everybody want to lie. Everybody want to pretend these things don't happen. So I tell people all the time, let's look at the mindset of the people, how they're raised. Now, let's go back to Camilla Anthony. What do you teach your kid if you are bullied? That's what I was trying to get to. I wasn't trying to justify.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
What do you
teach
tell
them better in this
how you deal with bullies? So you saying because somebody bullied you, you got the right to go into school and shoot innocent kids? You think because somebody bullied you, you have the right to take their life? I don't agree with that. Now, some guys, if they did it on accident, I was bullied. So you ought to see what they did to me. I was bullied coming up in school. It led me into prison. It led me into the street. It led me into fighting. So when I was bullied, we didn't have the clothes that everybody have. We didn't have the name brand clothes. And if you don't know what it's like to be picked on by the whole school, eggs then chunking on the last day of school, man, that's the most terrifying.
Well, Morgan, well, one of our top fans, she said bullying's not real, but Morgan, I have to disagree. I think
that's crazy.
I think it's real because I got bullied, and I bullied a little bit when I was a senior. I mean, I hate to admit it, but I got bullied, so I don't know.
I got bullied and shot somebody and went to prison.
Oh, and Bishop, we got to have you back on because we need to dive deeper into your story. Your story's so interesting, and now you got a great church, and everybody needs to go to, real quick before we end the show, guys. Guys, from Angel Studios, the team behind The King of Kings, Homestead, and Sound of Freedom comes The Last Rodeo. It's the action-packed story of a retired rodeo legend who straps back in for one last ride, risking it all to save his grandson. He's the oldest rider to ever enter the arena. The movie's about healing broken bonds, facing the past, and proving that real courage means fighting for the people you love. It's raw, it's heartfelt, and it might just leave you tearing up under that cowboy hat. So, guys, listen, I love stories about an old guy who's over the hill and he comes back and he just schools all the young guys. And that's what's so great about this movie. It's about how it's, one last rodeo. It's never too late to live your life. And, guys, these tickets are selling out fast. So hurry up and order your tickets right now. Go to angel.com/Alex to grab your seats for The Last Rodeo in theaters starting Friday, May 23rd. That's angel.com/Alex. Yeah. Well, it says that it started. I'm still confused. I had to go back down real quick because we're about to end the show. Well, it says that tickets are on sale today, but it doesn't start airing until the 27th, so you can buy your tickets.
Also, we got a $50 super chat from our very own JVT Entertainment. $50 super chat means you have to...
I'm not going to mention your JVT in my damn city council
I have to do this
speech.
at the next city council. My talented and jacked producer, Jimmy, went to Prince Tone. He misspelled that, and he would agree.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to say that ever. Okay, and we got to wrap the show up, but real quick, Kambree, you didn't get to speak too much. I got to have both back, but I want to talk more. Could you give us a little update on the Metcalfs, though? What are they going through? Because to wrap all this up,
Metcalfs are good. The problem that they're having right now is they're just getting swatted, so they could have some more information coming out soon. But they're just waiting on.
I kind of want the dad to be more mad.
Huh?
I would want Mr. Metcalf to be more mad.
Well, he's real mad.
I know, but I think I would be.
He's the one that's getting swatted.
I would have been
really, really hard.
I know, but I would have been. You know how Jake Lane did that White Power rally? I would have done the White Power rally.
He won't Dominique. That's who he's mad at. I talked to him. He said,
dad?
You want that guy that represents. He said,
it's horrible. He's horrible. His rap sheet is so freaking bad. He should never be in front of the camera.
No, but I'm telling you who he's mad at.
He has a right to be mad, though.
Yeah,
he does.
Everybody has the right to feel the way. You cannot.
And Carmelo Anthony's dad has a right to be sad and disappointed that his son.
He's sad. He is very hurt, but he's more scared because they got so many threats. He's showing me the picture. I ain't know people say, I'm going to kill your little girl. I'm going to cut her head off.
Yeah, I get that all the time. But, and that's obviously
they might mean it. I think they
might mean it on this. Hey,
they're saying,
they got $500,000.
Family,
and
we're going to cut their head off.
I'm saying what made people so mad is they saw a black person get $500,000, whether they got the money or not.
Get out of jail.
I know, but I'm telling you, the court of public opinion is not positive.
They're going to need more money than that.
Of course, because they got a murder charge, but that's not our problem. I mean, that's their problem, right?
No, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with giving a kid an opportunity to get his
come
life
on.
back.
Right
He doesn't deserve $500,000.
So you're saying
if you stab somebody, you don't deserve $500,000, Bishop.
Oh, they need about $3-4 million.
Exactly, and they don't just
get attorney fees. They have to
He
move
needs to
out
say,
their
listen,
house.
I need a public defender because I don't want to.
No, he's going down.
He's going to win it. He's going. I bet you. And I'll say this. I predict right now he'll probably plead guilty to some small deal because they're not going to want to try it, and it's going to be some. They're going to. He's going to be okay.
This is what I think. This is what I kind of heard. I think they said the reason why they haven't charged him with anything, and she might know more than I.
I know a lot more, so just buckle up. That's all I gotta say. Buckle up.
They lied, and they're going to show that these two guys was the aggressive one. And this the
They might be able to show that, and
but
after
they
the
still
fact.
don't change. Even if they did, this is why I kind of tell people, and people are going to get mad at me. Even if they grabbed him, I'm just being honest. Even if they called him niggers, try to kill him, hurt him, I don't think nobody should lose their life. That's just me.
Nobody. But hey, O.J. Simpson got off because Mark Furman said that word you just said. He said the N-word.
But I'm just saying. So I don't think that nobody deserves to lose their life. Now I am going to say this. I think that we should look into it more. Everybody should wait and be patient till everything come out. Save your opinion. Stop trying to say this guy deserved to die. Stop saying these guys is it's a white and black thing. Can we be patient enough to let the evidence speak for itself?
Yes, we can. We can.
People in Frisco are patient. Everyone in Frisco is being quiet. It's people that don't live there that are talking too much.
And people are going to keep talking about it. Okay, guys, that's been our show. But before we go, though, Bishop, tell the people where they can find you, and then Kambree, you do it too.
At 200 East Car Lane right there in Duncanville. It's a church for everybody. They love everybody. It's a church that understands that if God can save Paul, he can save them all. Come see us.
If you can save Paul, you can save them all. All right.
Paul.
I love it. Kambree, where can
I
people
am
find
on Instagram and I am on X at CamVTV, and that's where you can find me all the time.
you? All right, guys, that's been our show this week. We end the week every time the same way. We take a little methane blue and we do a little freestyle finale. So, DJ, hit that beat, yo. Look at this. Yo. Bring the knife to school. Stab you in the heart. Not very cool. Gonna raise the money in a big pool. Give and go. You're not a hoe. I need some of that green dough to pay my lawyer all up in court. Stabbed him in the chest. No, I wasn't short. The blade went deep. He died in my arms. I don't give a damn. I'm on Kiwi Farms because I got the real truth. I'm in the motherfucking booth with DJ Eli. He's still talking. Look at this. He's a married man. All right, guys, go follow freaking the Bishop. Go follow Kambree. I love you guys. Peace.